Welcome to day 59, I believe. And what an adventurous morning. Well, actually, it's just after lunch right now, although it feels like I'm still in my morning chores. Today, I'm just thinking about the theme being like helping hand. I'm listening to an old book I've read or heard before many times by Louise Penny, her very first one in the series called Still Life. And one of the four pieces of wisdom he gives all his young officers, Inspector Gamache does, is I need help. Being able to admit I need help. And that is not something that comes easy for me. So I've talked about how I had the vet come out and do a vet visit, herd health checkup kind of thing. And that was all well and good because we had the vet and two other helpers, and then there was me. So we had lots of us. And I was able to get the animals into a pen, and we were able to work with them, and everything was just fantastic. I was so excited about how the day turned out. And then, like a day after or so, the fecal sample came back and there was some more medicine that had to be given. And so I show up, pick up the medicine, and then they show me how to fill up the giant syringe, I might add. It's a giant syringe, and how to give it to them. And I'm thinking, okay, now how do I get them all back the way they were? I thought that was such a big achievement as it was. And then to have me actually be the one to give it. Oh my word. And so for the last 5 days, I've been stressing about that fact. Oh, and there's another one. But I just knew I had to get there, and holiday weekend, you know the routine. So I was fooling around doing little stages of things for the last few days, just not sure how I was going to handle this. And so today, I just on a whim, I thought, well, you need to remember how to make the knots that you were making to make your rope laneway. So I went back down to the pen. I've done a video on this before where I've made a little laneway, and I stood off to the side, and darned if these four little alpacas walked right in without any assistance or prodding or anything. I mean, they just walked right in. So yes, that is where I feed them, but still, it worked beautifully. So what I did is I got ready to inject them, and then I stood there and went, I am missing two hands. Somebody needs to help me. I cannot absolutely be trying to get the syringe in there and then hold them gently, and I can't do all of it. So, much as I wish I could. So I went on our neighborhood little group phone number exchange thing, and I said, I need help. I'm actually tied into the pen here, and I cannot do it. I'm holding the medicine, and I have four of them before me, and I cannot do this without a helper. Can someone please come and help? I need help. And two phone numbers responded. One of them is my neighbor down the road, and he just came walking in, and he is like an alpaca whisperer, as it turns out. He was so gentle with them. They were so calm in his presence. I was calm in his presence too. And he looked for ways to continue to help as I went along with it. And darned if we didn't get them all done. And another pair of my neighbors came in, and I hadn't seen them in, over a decade. So that was a chance to get back in touch with each other again and exchange a little bit of neighborhood fun, gossipy things for each other and all that stuff. What are you up to, kind of thing. And so here are my girls back out of the pen, all medicinized. They've been dosed, and now I get to chalk this up on my board as another achievement. Not only did I get it done, and I did it in a calm way, but I also was able to say I need help. I asked for help, and that is really hard for me because I know in my upbringing, if you asked for help, you usually wound up, someone made kind of fun of you for having to not be able to figure something out if it was something you could figure out, even if you were 9 years old or 4 years old or whatever. So you just learned not to ever ask for help because it was always expected that you would figure that out for yourself. Duh. And I'll tell you that when I was 15, my dad handed me a form, and I said, what is this? And he said, it's your 1040. You have to fill that out you have to start filing income tax now, because that's when I was starting to play with the Harrisburg Symphony. And I remember looking at that going, what? And then then on the heels of that, he hands me another one. He says, oh, and this is the one for the Pennsylvania state tax, income tax. I went, oh my gosh. So that was when I was 15, but we'd gone through many other episodes similar to that between my parents and all that. So anyway, yay for today, all done, and there they are. And look, they're actually coming over to see me. That is a surprise to me because I'm sure they did not have the best experience today. Hello, this is Isolda. She has a little bit of a dermatitis thing that we need to also be addressing in the future, but I have plans for that. And then who do we have behind her? Oh, black nose, we call that one because it has a black nose. And then there's a Tilly, I think is in the far distance there. She has a head tilt. And so I started calling her Tilly. And then I don't know what the other one is. Pink nose, I think. Okay. All right. Bye.